Howdy, folks. Grok the DuckFarmer here, and I'm on the FTOG Seaopolis Submerged server. And in the last episode, I got flight. Yee. And it makes me so happy. And I set up here a 3x3 chunk area just with dirt. I put down a single grass seed, and it's starting to spread slowly. But the base down below is just way too big. Just way too big. And it's problematic. So I would rather start up here with a better base and a floating island, because I love floating islands. I love to make them. And in a situation like this, I really do like 3x3 chunk bases. I don't necessarily have to have, the entire thing a building. In fact, I prefer not to. What I'm looking at is probably building something in the center and multiple floors, maybe even have it go down into my island as well. I don't know. I have zero ideas to what I want to build here. But what I do want to do is set up a floating island. I laid out the 3x3 grid just to get the beginning idea as to what it is. And now I need to make it look more natural. In that, for right now, a square like this, it doesn't look natural. Nature doesn't do square unless it's minerals. So what I'm going to do is trim off the sides, have some higher islands, some lower islands, just make this a little bit more natural, organic-y sort of thing. And, you don't want to watch this. Well, time to come clean. It's been about 2 weeks since I recorded that last little bit, and I like to have several episodes stacked up in advance, so I'm not rushed for time. And then real life happened. There was a week when I wasn't able to post any videos because my D drive that has all my programs on it died on me. Now, fortunately, all my episodes are on a separate drive, so I record stuff onto R, because that's my recording drive. And so I still had all the episodes, but I didn't have my DaVinci Resolve. I didn't have my stuff for making thumbnails. All of that was lost. It's okay. I'm not really hurting for the loss of all that, although I had to go back and reinstall a lot of different things, and I still have a ton of stuff I haven't reinstalled yet. Mostly games, which I can reinstall them whenever. But it does mean that I wasn't able to release that day, and then later that week I drove 1,000 miles in one day, visited my parents for a couple days, and then drove 1,000 miles back home, so I couldn't post anything during that time. And in between all of that, I was working on my island, which I've done. So there's my island. It's just something I like to do. I decided to make kind of a watery ravine, kind of match, the fact that we got water underneath, and then just freehand added some blocks. Here's the ravine stuff coming in here and other blocks. And I did go through, although it's hard to see because I've got night vision on. I put some of these glow lich in place. Just so that it's not perfectly dark done. I'm not a big fan of that. And so I came up here and I said, okay, what am I going to do? One of the things I moved up was these bits. And then I realized that I didn't have a thumbnail for this episode for the Mystical Agriculture stuff, episode 8, because all of that got deleted. So I had to, added a couple little trees and some grass, and that was my thumbnail. Anyway, so this is the pipe that gets me back up to here, and I think it's all within a chunk. Yes, I kind of centered it on a chunk, and then I was sitting there thinking, okay, well, what do I want to build up here? I really like 3x3 chunk bases. To me, that's a good size for the stuff that I'm looking for. And I was going, a tower or something. I could go down. There's enough area for me to put some stuff, storage and piping and whatnot going down. I could also build up. And so I was thinking, if I do a tower, what sort of tower sort of setup do I want? I don't know. What I do like is 3x3 doors. So if I have an extra on the side, that means I need 5 across here. So let's go ahead and echo this about. And we'll start with this for right now and plan something out. Oh, as far as the distance, it's 8 from here. So there's 8 blocks here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You are too close. Good thing I caught that now. Anyway, yeah, I wanted, so that's 15 across is what that becomes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. Okay. So I was off by what one? Edit. You'll never notice. So the next question then is how to bring in the side, and they go straight across. I don't want to do that. That's kind of boring. What if we pull in like two? Oh, hey, that matches. It's not bad. Let's come over here and yeah, I would have noticed this was out of alignment as soon as it came over here. Let's do 3 over, and then it's like that. I kind of like that curve a little bit better than this one. Yeah, that's too regular, and this kind of, yeah, I like that. It also means I can put something right there if I really, really want to. Yeah. Okay, I like that. How tall is this going to be? How big is it going to be up above? What materials am I going to make it with? I have no idea. Typically with this, something like this, I start with just regular blocks like this, something that I can do an outline, and then I figure out what I want to do as far as the actual materials. You know, like this would be good to have like wood. You know, I like logs going up in stone, so that would be a possibility. And maybe these would also be 2 other logs going in, so we'd have stone. This would be the entranceway. You know, that's a possibility. That my brain goes that direction. I also need to figure out what to do for lights. All I really have been using are torches. We've got lanterns and solar lamps and all that sort of stuff. I will have to see what the pack has as far as lights, and it's nighttime, and the phantoms will come out because I really don't sleep very much. Although one of the things that's an issue up here, because I'm up in the air, if I take off the toxic air curio, I start taking damage from the air. And I tested, I went inside my island, and so it was completely sealed off. I still took damage. I think the rule is if you're in the air above whatever the Y level is where the water ends, you start taking air damage if you don't have the curio. So I need to make sure my spawn point is still underneath there. So if I happen to die and I lose all my stuff, I will appear down where I won't get suffer damage from the air, which would not be much fun. And I have figured out what to do, sort of. One of the things I figured out I needed to do was remove a lot of the stuff here and organize my storage better elsewhere. Oh, also, like my Paxel. Yeah, I figured that this way I didn't have to keep switching between my pickaxe and my axe. It's all in one, plus a shovel. The garden stuff is gone. All I'm just cleaning up a lot of the stuff down here that just doesn't make sense. Let's spin around, and we'll go up to the island. In fact, we'll go up to the top of the island, and this is what I've generated so far. I went ahead and went 11 tall. I should have done 12, because then this central section here would have been 11 tall, and right now it's 10. And you know, that way there's a 3x3 here and a 2x2, but I kind of like the difference. You know, it doesn't have to always be 3x3, 3x3, 3x3. You know, that kind of works. Anyway, so I fell back into my old dark oak and deep slate. I really like that as a combination. For glass, I'm using the luminous glass because it's nice and bright. Little stairs in there just for a little texture sort of thing. And okay, that's just the base of the tower. I need to do something up here, and these turtles keep appearing. Go away. Anyway, this is up here at the top part of the base. I went with the FTOG colors just because, you know, I can. And here's my refined storage stuff moved up. I've got my golden furnace down here, that's with carrots is keeping everything charged up. And I'm also using a little network transmitter here rather than running cables, because I really hate running cables. Here's how I'm pumping in the carrots. Let's grab that back. I'll put that there. All right, so stuff. This gets me up and down to the base, but this also allows me to go down to here as well. And I moved all my storage down here just because I could. Let's go down one more and just kind of show off underneath. So we've got trim going along here, and rather than actually do anything with the trim, I said, it's not really seen. Here's my controller, it's in the center so everything can reach. And then over here, I've got another slave so that the stuff that my farm is doing with my harvester can come over here. And here's the receiver side, just so I can, like, again, I hate running cables. This is about as much cabling as I like to do. I've got my vacuumulator underneath my farm here, which I haven't shown off yet, but the farm here, so in case this runs out of power for some reason, it will start capturing the stuff as well if it continues running. If it's out of storage space and it keeps running, that will work. Here's my carrot spot here moved down, and yeah, that's pretty much everything that's of interest down here. All right, so let's take a look here at my mystical agriculture area. Right now it's just inferium, and I grew enough and made enough supremium that's what I'm running for the soil here, and that works out just fine. This has the tertium machine upgrade in it, and that's sufficient. And if I just stand right here, the bonus from my armor, which has the plant growth AoE, that's definitely working here. You can see the little green sparkles and the growth. Or if I really want to kick things up, I'll use I'll use my Supremium water can, and that will really kick things up. This is a fairly slow harvester. Let's see if I can spot where it's harvesting. Right now, I'm not seeing anything getting, okay, right there. That one's gonna next. It's gonna skip that guy, and then that one. So it's a fairly slow process, but that's okay. I'm not in a super amount of a super amount of haste here. And I did like this little gazebo spot, because if I'm gonna AFK here, I need to make sure that the phantoms don't get me, because hey, I'm up above, and I can't use just luminous glass. They will spawn. That's not a solid block, and they'll spawn anyway. This over here started decorating just to have something more than just a bare island, and so I made some of these saplings, grew them, added some cocoa. I do need to do some string to stop the vines growing. I thought it was a vanilla thing where you can just use your shears and trim these and stop them. Here, let's grab shears and stop them from growing. But crouch clicking on the ends, okay. So evidently I'm mistaken. So yeah, I'll add some strings to stop that. I've also been using the luminous glass underneath these moss carpets as a light source. So it'd be underneath this one here. Let's just take a look. That way I can have hidden lights. I'm a big fan of that. And I'll slowly go through, got some lanterns kicking around. Don't really need anyone's hanging up here because we've got the luminous glass. But I did want some down here at the bottom. And yeah, I'll just go around, find the places where the torches are necessary, and put down some moss areas down there. So that's what I'm gonna do. I do need to grow some more. Here, let's grab some more of the dark oak. I'm crouching. There we go. So dark oak, because I'm a big fan of dark oak. That's my favorite. Although I do a mixture in that. Let's grab all these bits. There we go. I do the dark oak as logs and stripped pieces, but I go with spruce for the buttons and the fences and all the rest. I find it adds enough of a contrast, you know, that same but different thing that I really like. I think that's the best combination of these woods. It's getting late. Let's see if I can sleep my way out of the rain. Is it still night? It's just shifting into night. Yay! All right. Chatting there with Fixer on the server. All right. What else was I going to look? Oh, yes. I was going to grab my logs. Oh, and I need one more set of logs. There we go. Let's go down to here and then over to here. Oh, there we go. I kind of generated this like I normally do. I like the wood and the logs, or the logs and the stone. I like that combination. I started playing with an exit spot or a little archway. I'm not sure. I may play with some other versions over here. I did get some pillagers that appeared up here, so I'm going to need to put something on here to allow me to go in and out, but not the pillagers because they're annoying. Also, I'm planning on staying up here on this level more than down below, just because that's storage, but I can access it all from up here. So I don't need to go down there. Now, what I do need to do is build the top here and then move in my machines. And for that, what I was thinking of doing was something like, okay, so that's the same level as the floor. And I have, it's hard to see, I've got a slab underneath just so I could have a different colors. And if I wanted to run something underneath, like that little piece to input the carrots, it's not visible from below. So that really doesn't count. That's floor. So that's floor. So 1, 2, 3. Let's go with a height of 5. That way, when I'm in here, I've got plenty of height, and I like that. Which means I'm going to have to go in like this, because I actually want to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 high interior in this area, which means I can take this and bring it across as kind of like a rafter sort of thing. And then I may, some luminous glass, maybe some trapdoor luminous glass sort of things, or some other trapdoors. I like those as windows. But yeah, like I said, I'm not quite sure. Definitely we'll start with this. One more, and then go across just to see that. And so that kind of begins the frame. I mean, I'm not sure how much I'm coming out to here. Don't know. I'm just kind of winging it, but I think, yeah, I want to bring this out some. So let's again, gonna go up. Yeah, I'm that's kind of how I'm thinking. Oops. Don't want to push the button. I want to build on top of the button. So yeah, that's kind of how my brain is working right now as far as building this out. Not sure what to do underneath, because some slabs here, and here just to help. Oh, I don't actually have to. I probably will do some slabs. I probably use a nice bright white, going out all the way around, maybe extend out the FTOG colors. But I'm not sure if I really want something from below. Maybe some more polished deep slate, just some slabs here, just to kind of hold up the floor, just to make that look a little bit more stable. I don't know. I'm just winging it. Oh, I think something that would be really good here on the inside. Let's see, that came to here. What if, now let's go, yeah, maybe right here. I could have a central piece that goes a little bit higher. So, you got that fat squat sort of bottom piece, a cap, and then a little bit of a little something taller here. Maybe I could put a belfry in there if I could find to make some bells. Can I make bells? I'm not sure. No, it looks like I can't make bells. I think I can trade for villagers. I completely skipped villagers, instead of summoning villagers to breed them to then get trades so that I can get emeralds. I'm just growing the emeralds with the mystical agriculture, and I figured that would tick less. But if I can, I'll check and see if that's a possibility. And that may be too narrow here. I may have to bump it out some, just so I have a taller section, and I could put a little bedroom up there or something. I don't know. I'm just going to play with it and see how it goes. I think this is just going to be a short, squatty sort of tower. Have you ever tried to figure out how to build a place and the creative juices don't flow, and you come up with a headache, and yeah, this is a hat. It's not a headache, but it was fun. I did make a place and did some decorating around here, and I thought I had done an intermediary chunk to show off parts of it. Nope, I completely forgot. Went with copper for the top. I really like the green copper. I think that's a fantastic way to set up the top. Threw some bamboo around, did some azaleas, and finished the hidden lighting with the moss stuff going on. I still have no idea as far as archways for the doors. These kind of work. So does that. This needs something more. Maybe a little copper roof or something like that to I don't know. I'm just not getting anything from that. Let's go upstairs. Oh, jump. There we go. I moved all my machines up to here, and you can't see it, but there's a cable underneath that outputs here to the barrel. And you also can't see it because I've got some covers over here, but there's an importer here pulling it into my stuff, and there's also an exporter here, and I've got an obsidian furnace underneath here, because I figured I have the diamond and the emeralds and the obsidian to upgrade my furnace. Why not? Underneath here, this one's still golden, and as long as I'm not using too much more, like I've got about another 30 FE per tick that it will easily fund. As long as I don't go beyond that, I can just leave it. Otherwise, I can upgrade it to obsidian too. Moved my strainers up here, and I really probably only need, if I want to crank up more nether stars, those will do it. And then custom ones here. Right now I've got diamond and emerald stuff in here. That's it. Put my repairer stuff up here, brought up my enchanting stuff up here, and I also made the enchanter for mystical agriculture. Let's go through a few things. Made my supreme impact soul, made a strength augment for my sword, so it does a whole bunch more, 20 more damage from the strength. Did the tertium machine upgrade. I think I talked about that earlier. Network receiver and transmitter. I don't like cables. I'd rather do that. I had a few hardened integral components. Well, I could make this now that I have access to nether quartz, and electrum is easy. And I've also got the enderium and aluminum to be able to make these. Enderium was a problem because no. It was the induction smelter. You make the diamond dust, which is fine, but lead ingots, I'll keep those. But I needed ender pearls, and I had some, but not that many. And so I figured, okay, what I need to do is kill me some endermen, which is not all that hard. A lot of the looting I did. In fact, let's go to here, Enderman, and here we've got the Enderman spawn egg. And if you have a stone underneath your summoning block and you hit it with the ender pearl fragment, you will summon an enderman, and then you kill them and you don't get much because you don't have looting on your sword. Well, I need looting. Well, the only way I could do that is just a whole bunch of random enchantments, not much fun. Or I could use the enchanter from mystical agriculture. Not all that hard to do. I did have to make the soul stones, but I've got all that stuff. But I need a book. Got it. Experience essences and emeralds to make an enchanting book. And looking at this, it makes looting 1. No matter what you put there, it gives you looting 1. And if you put a stack and then you put a second stack and then you put a third stack in place, I should have gotten looting 3. I got looting 1. So I made 4 looting 1 books and then combined 2 of them into looting 2s and the final 2 into looting 3. And so now my sword has looting 3 on it, which makes killing the Enderman much easier. Except the problem was to make let's go back to the looting book. To make these, I need the experience seed, which means I need the experience capsule. And you can see where I thought I had recorded all this stuff. Nope, I found out I didn't. Soul glass, that's not hard to make. More of the soul ingots, that's not hard to make. But this needs to be filled with 1,200 experience points each. That's a lot of experience. Easiest way for me to make experience? Well, blazes. Because if you put lava underneath the summoning block and hit it with a stick, which I've got lots of, you summon a blaze. And I seem to recall that blaze drop like double the experience of the other mobs. So I would summon like 20, kill, summon like 20, kill, and just went through like 5-6 stack of sticks. So I've got lots of the blaze powder, blaze rods. I got lots of that now, but I was able to finally fill up my 4 experience capsules. And so now I've got that. And yes, now I have looting on my sword, which makes me much, much happier. Not that I really think of going around and killing stuff, but I can. And I burnt through a bunch of levels putting stuff together, but that's okay. I really like this little setup. This, to me, is a much more natural size for things for me, as opposed to, this monstrosity down here. This is just too big. It's just too big. So I'm glad to get out of there. Here, let's move back over to here. This is much better. In fact, it's so good, I'm going to get rid of the headache. I don't need a headache. I'm doing great. Anyway, this has been Grok the DuckFarmer here, playing on the FTOG Seaopolis Submerged server, having a blast, making myself a more standard floating island base, and I'll get back into the quests starting tomorrow. Maybe the day after. Whenever the next episode comes out. At least that. And thanks for watching. Bye.